So to begin, you need to cut two of the bodice section. You need to place them to the fold. The PTF on the pattern piece shows you where you must place the pattern to the fold of your fabric. So you need two bodice sections and you need two of the ruffle sections, and you can either pin your pattern pieces to your fabric, but it's far easier to use tailor's chalk or even a scrap of bath soap, as I have done here. That's actually a great trick, you know. I use that for all my tracing. Neatly cut out the top section. We're going to construct the top first before we add the skirt. Place the bodice right sides together. Place the ruffle right sides together. And now we're going to stitch along the outer edge of the ruffle, and we're going to stitch along the outer edge of the bodice. Overlock the sides of the bodice together, neaten off the sleeve edge and the base, so the ruffle side seams together, and neaten off the base. Mark a nick in the center front and back of your bodice and a nick in the center front and back of your ruffle. Hem the edges of your armholes and hem the edge of the ruffle. Now with the ruffle, you can treat it in several different ways. You can actually leave it unstitched altogether. You don't even have to overlock the edge because the knit fabric for this dress wouldn't fray. And if you use something like a lightweight mesh in combination with a solid fabric, then that can look very, very nice. Or you can frill the edge, or you can add lace to the edge of the ruffle. We are now going to join the ruffle to the bodice, and we join the wrong side of the ruffle to the right side of the bodice. Overlock the bodice to the ruffle. You want the bodice the right way around, you want the ruffle the right way around, and you're going to put the ruffle on top of the bodice using the wrong side facing the right side of the bodice. All you have to do is attach the top section there, you see we've overlocked it, matching the nicks and flattening the fabric for the distance that it will go without pulling or stretching. Measure the elastic for the shoulder section and sew it into a circle. You need approximately 86 centimeters for a size 30, and it must go up by 3 to 4 centimeters depending on how firm you want it per size. If you're unsure about how it's going to fit you, sew the elastic into a circle using the bigger measurement and put it over your shoulders and see how it fits. Do be aware that when you top stitch it, it is going to stretch slightly, so make it a bit firmer if you are going to top stitch, and then adjust it for your comfort. Overlock your knitted elastic to the top edge of your bodice, stretching it to fit. Hem the top edge, turning the elastic over and stretching as you stitch. Constructing the skirt for the shoulder boho dress, lay one pattern piece to the fold and take the other pattern piece and put it against the self edge, add a 6 millimeter seam allowance and cut out the skirt section for your off the shoulder dress. So the back seam of the skirt, placing right sides together, and then place your skirt, the back, on top of the front, right sides together, so that you can stitch the side seam. Neaten and hem the top edge of your shoulder edge of the bodice. Turn your skirt inside out, the skirt section for the dress inside out. Take the bodice section, which is the right way round, and pop it in at the waist, matching the side seams. Now you're going to overlock that to the skirt, the bodice to the skirt. Once you've overlocked the skirt to the bodice, sew the elastic for the waist into a circle. You need 40 centimeters for a size 30-inch waist, and pin it in quarters, and then pin that to the quartered edge of the skirt that you've sewn. You're going to actually attach that elastic to the overlocked edge that you have used to attach the skirt to the bodice. You're going to restitch over that stitching line and sew the elastic onto the waist. Pin your elastic in quarters. Pin the top area of your top, the bodice half of your top, in quarters. Match the elastic to the top at the quarter mark points. Then overlock it by stretching the elastic to fit the fabric evenly as you go. Stretch the elastic to the waist and sew evenly, overlocking the elastic to the waist. And now all you need to do is neaten the hem edge, hem the edge of the dress, and you are finished.